All right, guys, let's get to a question. All right, Federico asks, when the economy pulls back 20%, I understand it's better for us to make purchases that go on sale. So basically, obviously, if the economy is going down, it's a great opportunity for us get more sellers that are cash strapped that really do own great businesses because as we talked about, we only want to buy really great businesses, and that's an opportunity to get them at a discount in some cases. And the question goes on, but how hard does it hit a portfolio? Probably like anything, cash is king. Just interested in your general thoughts and ideas here. So let's talk about what happens when you actually do have a portfolio of deals and the economy gets hit. I've been through two recessions, and really two. I was in businesses that were in the industries that basically caused the two recessions. So in 2000, I had bought a stock market simulator that was online. I bought it in 98, but in 2000, the economy started to falter. In 2001, we really got hit. The internet bubble burst that caused a lot of havoc, especially in the stock market. In 2005, I acquired a company called Homevestors that bought and sold real estate. Then, because it made a lot of sense at that point, went and bought a mortgage company. So I was very, very deep into real estate. It was amazing times for those couple of years. And that time, the first time I held on to the business too long and got hit by the recession. The second time, I had a diversified portfolio. So the first time I was all in, I was in this deal. It was one that, it just had on my focus. The second time, because of what I had gone through and I actually held that business, I was very fortunate. I had a portfolio of companies and, did get really, really lucky and sold those two businesses, the mortgage company and the home business, just because things were hot and I had a guy who wanted to buy it. But it was interesting with the rest of my portfolio, what happened in what they're saying is one of the worst recessions, I think, since the Great Depression. And so I had a portfolio that consisted of a offline tanning salon, a a retail store, kind of resale store. So it's a business I bought called Plato's Closet. I actually bought a couple units of it. Then I had a few online businesses, but I'll talk about one of them in particular that was in lighting. It sold lighting and mostly to builders and that kind of thing. So what happened that was really interesting is the tanning salon business, it's in an industry, and what you see in recessions is that most of the time, if you're in a stock or you're in the market, everything's going to get hit because people are reacting emotionally, not necessarily what's happening in businesses. But the truth is, in the tanning salon, there were a lot of people that they had money that they would spend before on things that may have been expensive. And now they had to be more selective about what they were going to do to enjoy themselves. And so we actually saw an increase in spa spending and in tanning spending because, now that they couldn't spend as much money going on trips and tanning on the beach, now it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to spend money to take a trip, but I still want to get a tan. And this is a very inexpensive luxury. So things like that actually seem to work well. And you just want to pay attention. Is this something that people are going to spend money on in pullback or not? I think that if you're selling Bentleys or something like that at that point, you're selling a lot less. The other thing, I was very fortunate that I was in the Plato's Closet business. That business also happened to do really well. It was resale clothes, but nicer resale clothes. So people that didn't want to spend as much money on their clothes, but still wanted to dress nice, they're going to come to Plato's. Now, where we did see the negative impact was the e-commerce business that sold to builders because we sold lighting to builders mainly, and that those builders were not building as much because people weren't spending money on houses and all that, and even just rehabs and all that. And so we did see that business that went down. And so when you've got a diversified portfolio, which is kind of what I preach, you should have things where you're thinking about, okay, what's going to happen in a downturn? There's some things that are going to get hit. And then there's some things that are going to do well. And then there's some things that even when things are doing well, people spend less money on. So, budget travel becomes of less interest when people have a lot more money. So that's something to think about. It really just comes down to the portfolio that you have. Again, it's the importance of having a diversified portfolio. But that's what I saw in those two recessions. Again, it's one of the reasons I was fortunate. I was 20 years old. That when I, had a business that I was running, I was all in on and tied up all my time and tied up my money. And when things hit the fan with the economy, and that was a business that was affected, and it happened to be in the industry that caused the downturn, I was in a situation where, for me, as a kid, it wasn't a very big deal. It wasn't the end of the world for me to, lose a lot, but it would have been if I would have had kids and a wife and a family and all of that. And so, it's just one of those reasons that I'm very passionate about having a diversified portfolio. So that is the answer on that, Federico. Hopefully that is helpful. Feel free to shoot over any questions, guys, or put them in the comments below. Happy to address anything like this. Bye.